Hi, everyone. It's Rich Sheffrin back from Steal Our Winners. And today I got a real treat for you, Jeremy Blossom. And Jeremy's well known by people who are well known in general. Jeremy does a lot of lead gen for Agora. I'm sure he does a lot of other things as well. But I came in contact with Jeremy about a year ago and was just blown away by certain models that he had in the lead gen space. And I was really excited to schedule this call with you, Jeremy, because I was telling Jeremy about this just prior to this call, but I've mentioned it before, where our publisher, Pete, came to me and Katie, and Katie's like in charge of media buying, about a funnel that was underperforming and what would be the easiest way to get it live. And I was going to look through the entire funnel that night, whereas Katie just was like, we can co-reg and I'll find a partner and we'll immediately be good to go. And it was so outside my type of thinking, but yet so superior to the thinking I was doing, that I was even more excited to be talking to you, because I know this is your wheelhouse. So hello, and thank you for being here, and school us on everything co-reg and underwriting leads.
Well, Rich, thank you so much for having me. And you know, that's actually a really good preface, that problem that Katie had and that you guys were trying to solve for, because the truth is that lead generation is probably one of the most misunderstood and underutilized marketing tactics that I think is out there. I think maybe it's the e-commerce boom, but everybody is trying to go paid traffic direct to offer. And there are a lot of times where lead generation is a much savvier way to go about acquiring a customer, because of one of the advantages that Katie spotted right away. And so one of the favorite tactics I like to give to entrepreneurs, and this tactic actually works for really three different types of businesses. The solo entrepreneur can take advantage of this tactic. A mid-sized company can take advantage of this, and several enterprise levels like Agora takes advantage of this at a massive scale. And each level, it works consistently and very, very effectively. So there's a term that is used, and some people may have heard of it, but they haven't. But the lead generation tactic that I'm specifically talking about is called co-reg. And a really simplified definition of co-reg is when you acquire a lead, you then serve that lead an option for them to sign up for something else. When they do that, that lead, that information, it's always first-party data. So that could, most common is an email, but it could also mean a phone number as well. When they sign up for that secondary offer, the email is then shared with that second advertiser. And there's a fee or a rev share that's associated with that transaction, with that sharing of the data. And that's why it's co-registration. You're signing up for more than one offer. You could be 2 offers, 3 offers. I've seen 5 and 6 offers effectively work through co-reg. And why is this such an effective tool? Why is it that Agora would use it? Why are some of the biggest marketing gurus out there advocating for it? It comes down to math. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're just starting your business, understanding funnel math is probably one of the best things you can possibly do. And I know that this call isn't about funnel math, but understanding how this works and the math behind what it costs you to acquire a customer is huge, as you know, Rich.
Yeah.
And so let me just kind of like walk you through the strategy and show you how it works. And then I'll give you some ideas on ways that you can implement this for your business. So the first thing is you need to have a lead magnet, all right? So this is a irresistible piece of content that is going to be have a perceived monetary value, but you're going to give it away for free. So a big mistake people do with lead generation is that they just slap together a blog and call it a report, and right. it offers no value whatsoever. And that's not what I'm talking about with lead generation. I'm talking about actually taking something that you're like, with every part of your body, you want to charge something for it, but you're not. You're going to give it away in good faith. So that starts there. So that's an important key aspect of it. And you go out there and you're going to start promoting this. This strategy works with every single type of marketing platform that's out there. So it works with Google traffic, it works with native traffic, it works with email traffic. you name the Facebook traffic, YouTube, it all works, okay? So you're gonna go and create these ads for this particular great guide report. Really works well with information. And when someone signs up for it, there are a few different ways that you can implement it, but I'll give you the most straightforward way. So someone signs up for it, which means that they're gonna put in their name and email address. Mm-hmm. Instead of sending them, Rich, to a thank you page, okay, you reach out to a partner in your space and you go to them and you say, hey, I'm gonna do lead gen. I'm gonna acquire leads. You have a service that's complementary to mine, not in competition, complementary to what I do. Would you like to pay me for some of these leads? Would you like to share in these leads? I'll give you these leads if they sign up for your offer too, for a reduced cost. So to put some real math behind it, let's say that it costs us $4 to acquire that lead on Facebook. You could turn around to your partner in the space and say, hey, I'll give you these leads for $2 a piece for everybody who signs up. And I'm gonna put your offer right on the, not the thank you page, on a secondary page after they signed up, and have a little bit, like a little checkbox that says, I want it, and they hit submit. There's a piece of technology, Keep, if a lot of people are on Infusionsoft now, Keep, they have this technology built in, a lot of systems do, where they call it a one-clicked opt-in. So they just have to click a little bit of a one little radar button, a checkbox, and say yes. Or some people will have a checkbox already checked. And you say a little piece of copy like, would you also like to get this free guide? Or here's a complimentary guide for you. Please claim it now. And you can just hit submit, and it will take this email address that you've collected on that first page, and it's going to share it right inside of your partner's CRM system, live in real time. And so that person's now giving you their lead, or you're giving that person your lead, and they're going to give you that $2. So what have we done? We've effectively cut our lead cost in half by 50%, right out of the gate. Now, how many times, how many times have you had this, if you're watching this right now, and you said, man, if I could just get 50% off of my lead cost or my traffic cost, I would have the most profitable front-end offer ever. I would have the most profitable campaign ever. This is the time to start thinking about co-reg. If I could, just like Katie's example, man, we're so close to making this work with cold traffic. If I could just reduce the cost somewhere along the lines between when they hear about us and they sign up for something, this is where co-reg can be. So any entrepreneur can do this, and any niche that they can do this in as well, because there's always a complementary service. Another thing is that I get a lot of pushback when I sometimes introduce this strategy to some entrepreneurs, Rich, because they'll say, well, I don't want somebody else getting this email address. Isn't that gonna, confuse my reader? All these, like, I don't know, there's like hesitancy where this is mine. I just spent money on this person. I'm not gonna give them away. Why would I ever do that? Here's the thing, guys. This is so huge. A real buyer, okay, a real prospect. Think about the last time you've made any purchase, but maybe a bigger one, okay? How many places did you go to get information? How many things did you sign up for? The more serious you are, the more information hungry you become. So the truth is that you probably have signed up for, that person coming into your funnel has probably already signed up for your partners, your competitors, and anybody else in the fringe of what your niche is. They've either seen it or investigated it or signed up for it, all right? Or are going to, if you're the one that's introducing them to the concept. And so you need to let go of the fact that this is mine and that I can't share, because the truth is that you are actually driving more intent by having the person complete more yes movements. I want this too. I want that too. You're creating a yes sequence, and you're creating a more powerful lead by introducing them to more value. And you, as the brand introducing this, are getting the credit for that value.
Got it. And so just to make sure that we're clear, so like, if you're using like Infusionsoft as an example, or Keep, okay, they would opt in. Then the very next page, it wouldn't be the thank you page. It would be this like other offer kind of page. And that could either be pre-checked or not. Obviously, if they're pre-checked, the lead is worth less than if they check. 100%. And how much space are you, like, how many are you putting on a page, and how much space are you giving them? And then Yeah, just walk us through that, imagining
Yeah.
that they haven't seen it.
It really starts with what your objective is as the advertiser. So the simplest way to do this is you just do this with one additional offer that you made a strategic partner with in the space that you trust if you're just getting started with this. But quickly you'll see that, well, if I got $2 from this person, could I make more deals like this? So we have found that the sweet spot is between 3 and 5 offers.
3 and 5 offers.
3 and 5 offers on the page. It really is depending on the traffic source at this point, whether you go more or less. If it's mobile traffic, I like to keep it with 3. If it's a lot of desktop traffic that's running to your offers and you prefer it and that's what you're purchasing, you can go as much as 5, and 5 works just fine. There's a couple different ways to present this. The easiest way to do this is just by putting text and an icon of the company or the book. So just a little book graphic or report graphic with the text of what that is and a checkbox. Personally, I prefer that it's unchecked. To your point, I think that it's a much higher intent if someone actually has to check that. And a really good pro tip is to put a no thanks and skip, like no thank you, I don't want this, and you leave that at the bottom that they can just pass it, because people want to know that the original request has been served. Right?
And so is it one offer on a page? Like you're going one offer per page?
I would do it all in a line, and I'd do 1, 2, 3, text, text, text with a little graphic.
Got you. And do you have an example? Like, maybe you could send me one and we could include it.
Absolutely.
As a link, like a PDF.
Show you. There's a few different ways that you can do it. I have 3 different examples that I'll share with you, and you can put into the newsletter.
Awesome. And so, okay, and someone could just as easily go to a JV partner or an affiliate partner, like someone they're already doing business with, and really start to chip away at some of their ad costs while still maintaining the same flow. And if they pick the right partners, they're really not impacting their business at all. And in fact, might want to partner with even the people that they're partnering with and fund some of their advertising.
100%. If you are, especially a lot of people who are watching this are going to be people who, a lot of their traffic is just all affiliate traffic right now. And so by doing this, you actually can get a lot more affiliate deals done and be more sought after by affiliates if you're willing to go and say, hey, I'll help promote your offers as well into my funnels. So if you want to start doing that, that's another great way to use this, because it's really essentially what we're talking about is these different affiliate deals or partnership deals with serving these other additional ads inside of the funnel that you are creating. So yeah,
gotcha.
Great point.
And I would imagine that there isn't, but I might as well ask, is there a tool that just makes this like really simple, like a tool that's actually designed for this kind of stuff, or no?
You know what? There will be very, very soon, actually.
Oh, so you're working on something?
Yes, we're working on something that is going to be for the marketplace, that anybody can sign up for any niche that they're in and do this entire process from click to finish with no coding necessary whatsoever.
Oh, wow, cool. Small to large? Like
yeah,
different sizes?
It's for all spectrum. So enterprise will have the ability to be able to customize a lot more. And then if you're just an entrepreneur looking for something really quick, we will have a piece of technology that you're able to do. But no, there's nothing right now. Again, it's a massive, it's just not being utilized to its fullest potential, but it's starting to make a huge comeback with GDPR compliance, with the CCPA compliance. Email is becoming way more valuable. And everybody watching this, in the next 2 years, your email list is going to be 10 times more valuable in 2 years than it is today, because of all the things that these big tech companies have changed. Owning your data is going to be massive.
I agree. And so so that's a small business, a single entrepreneur, a single marketer, they're going to have to work the pavement a little bit, make some phone calls, do the deal. What, like the next size business that isn't doing it in a startup?
Mid-size businesses and enterprise level size businesses can do a little bit more because they tend to have more traffic. So the more traffic that you're running to your offers, more lead generation that you're doing, then you can start doing some bigger deals. So the next logical step is that you start to get plugged into advertising networks that specialize in this. So there are a few advertising networks that specialize in the co-reg that you can use their code, their information, and really start doing it. But they want you to be at a minimum number of clicks to be able to qualify to get onto their platform. to join their network. So you do need to be at that next level. And what you can start to do is you can start to incorporate what we call a post-reg offer. So you can do this as an entrepreneur as well, but you just can't get the same volume. So it may not be worth it for you. You can test it out. It might be, but for mid-size and bigger size companies, this is another amazing thing that you can do. And I'd recommend actually doing this, A/B testing this with your funnels. And one way to do this is with your own offers. So start at the beginning, you've got that lead magnet, you put them through a co-reg. You're a mid-sized company, so you're using a third-party ad network to serve these co-reg offers, and you're making, I'd say, 30 to 60% back of your ad spend within the first 30 seconds of the lead coming in. But what you do is on the post-reg page, so no thank you page, a confirmation text at the top. On a post-reg page, you put a sales letter, a link to a VSL. A really fun tactic actually is to get your graphic designer to make your sales page and almost like iframe it, but make it so it goes gradient down to like you can't opaque, so you can't see the text on it. And you have just a simple word, expand. So they're on the confirmation page, yes, you've confirmed your download, your report's been sent to your inbox, whatever you want to say there. And then immediately underneath it, within the first 2 inches of the screen, you have this, what it looks like is the beginning of a sales letter, and they have to hit this word expand. And they hit expand, it takes you to your front end offer from that lead generation. So now you're actually selling something right away to this cold audience. You're building a lead generation file, you're owning the data, you are reducing your advertising expenses immediately within the first 30 seconds, and now you're giving an opportunity to what? To make money immediately, actually try to get an ROI off of your ad spend. So that post-reg page is what I would recommend for more advanced companies. The second funnel that you could do is everything I just mentioned, but on the post-reg page, what you could do is you could put in a third-party affiliate offer. So let's say that you're in between. You want to keep your media spend going. You want to keep your pixels firing. You want to continue to make sure and this is what bigger companies want. They want to stay on top of everyone's mind. So we don't like to do awareness campaigns. We want to do attraction-based campaigns, meaning we're getting people to take action with us. So when they're taking action with us, you can monetize that traffic though. So you can essentially build massive email lists. I mean, I'm talking 500,000 email lists practically for free, because now you've made 30 to 60% of your money back on the co-reg page. You can put a affiliate offer on the post-reg page, same exact principle. Take their sales page, have your graphic designer make the same graphic. They hit expand, it takes them to the affiliate page link that they have. This works really, really well in the health space. This works well in the financial space. This works well in the info space. And you can start serving these affiliates. What's also great about all this, Rich, is you are understanding your demographic like never before. Because you're putting, if you're a smart marketer, you're putting Google Analytics and or some of your analytics platform into every one of these pages, and you're measuring who's coming in, what are they clicking on, or what are they not clicking on, how long are they spending, what are they buying, what are they not buying. So you can take somebody, like I said, who you knew that they were interested in XYZ, because that's what the original lead magnet was. And now you turn somebody that's all you knew about them was that you had their email address and they're interested in this one thing, to somebody who also showed interest in this product and also bought that product. And you can have all that information stored inside of your CRM system. You can serve it right back up to the Facebook pixel or YouTube pixel and have them go and find more people like that. This is intelligence that big companies are using to create new products. This is intelligence that people are making to alter their existing products. I've had businesses that work with us who took something that was on, that they launched to cold traffic, didn't work, set this funnel up, the second funnel, started pushing other affiliate offers, learned that the traffic that they were buying loved this affiliate offer, their product, they couldn't get to work. They made one change to that product, and now it went bananas, and they started to scale that one product they couldn't get to work by the data that they learned from being able to go and serve it. So it allows you to build up your email list, because here's the thing, this is the last part about it all. Remember, we can't forget the first step of this. The first part of this is that we attracted and got their email address. So we have an ability to communicate with them where we've shown them value, shown them a way for additional value, introduce them to another trustworthy brand where they've purchased something, and we have them on our list. We know that I have a buyer on my list, somebody else that bought somebody else's product, and I can communicate with them. So then you can start serving and creating email drip sequences to this audience. Just like we've all been taught that your buyers are the ones that are worth the most in your list, you can attract and build buyers through lead generation without having to go and put all the expenses out there, without having to go and build out a whole new product just to prove that it doesn't work. You can go and try to find out what is working right now and how can I make my products work like this product. It's a really, really great, safe way to really get to know your audience and find products that sell. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we used to do strategies like that, sell affiliate products to do market research, and it was really valuable. All right, so for the back to what do you suggest is the first step for people to get started? I guess, like, obviously, if they're going to do this, they'd have to have some kind of lead gen device, some kind of tripwire or something, and high quality, often better than low quality, or you're getting a lead to disappoint them really quick. And then I know I've asked you this already, so it's probably just redundant, but anyone in particular that's easier to go after in the beginning, or, for an entrepreneur that's kind of reluctant to pick up the phone and pitch someone on like advertising, since they might not have ever done that before?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are a big affiliate networks that are out there that have lead generation offers on there. And so
do you think, though, and I'm curious, I'm sorry for interrupting you, Jeremy, but like, because, you're very knowledgeable about this stuff. And when I say that, like, everyone should know that, like, lots of Agora divisions have worked with Jeremy and continue to, and like, he does this lead gen at a very big level. For the individual entrepreneur, like, are they, I don't know about the co-reg world, but I would assume that it could be a little sleazy, like the CPA world. And if that's true, then, it might be actually a better step to first find a few partners to work with on your own, kind of like, as opposed to going into one of the networks and getting, like, literally taken advantage of. I'll use that word instead.
Yeah, yes, 100%. I would start with what you would. So hopefully, as an entrepreneur, the product that you have is built out of a passion to help other people. All right. So, and typically what I find with these entrepreneurs is that they're in a space that they know intimately well, or they've done a lot of research in. So I bet you, if you thought of somebody that you admire that's in your space, that would be the person that you would want to reach out to and try to make a deal like this happen based off of what it. But at the same time, there are some of these ad networks that do have those brands that you have bought from, that you have received email communications from. I would not go and just pick somebody that looks cool or has the highest payout. So those are some of the traps. I call those lead gen traps or traffic traps. These lead gen traps and traffic traps are anybody who's going to degrade your brand, anybody who's going to maliciously sell that data again and again and again to other people and you don't realize it. So there is 100%, like every industry, there's a dark side. There's a dark side to CPA, there's a dark side to performance, there's a dark side to affiliates, there's a dark side to Facebook and YouTube and all these other platforms as well, if you're not careful. So you absolutely, I like to do this, and you should be doing this in your competitive analysis anyways, is go through the funnels yourselves. See all the ads, take screenshots, bookmark them, copy the links, and you should be going through the entire flow and find the companies that you really are delighted, surprised, feel good about, get the product, invest money. It surprises me how many entrepreneurs actually won't take out their wallet and invest into going through an entire process. What's the receipt look like? What did you get an email? You know what I mean? And really reverse engineer it all. Find the ones that you like and that you personally are excited about, because when you get on the phone with them, it won't be scary for you. It won't be like, I don't really know how to do this.
Yeah.
You can say, I'm a customer of yours. I'm in the space that you are in. I like what you're doing. I saw this. And the person on the other end is going to be flattered. They're going to know that you're the real deal, that you're not somebody out there just trying to push something on them. And another pro tip is to make sure that you build it out before you go and speak to them. Meaning, have a page ready, have a flow that they can actually click through and see what you're talking about, because this is revolutionary. This is new to most people, who probably to you if you're watching this for the first time. So a lot of people are going to think this is new. So build it out, get it ready. It's very easy to swap out the offers, okay? If that person says no or not now or something like that. So if you build out that flow, and again, Rich, I'll make sure you have enough content that you can show people some examples of a flow that people can go through, and show them what it would look like, and why you think this would be important, and ask them to commit to a certain number of leads, not a duration of time. Okay. So that's another pro tip. When you're making these deals as an entrepreneur, say, hey, let's do a 500 lead test. Let's do 1,000 lead test. Let's do a 1,500 lead test. Why don't you want to do it on time? Well, because everybody's budget is different, and your industry is different, and the amount of leads that you're generating are going to be different, and how long. And so if you want to take your time and do this right, and get to know what they're going to send out, and get to understand and trust them, that's a very safe way to do this. Hey, we'll do a 50 lead test, and you can take 6 weeks. You know, if the person watching this, you're setting this up, you can take 6 weeks, you can take 2 months, you can take a month, you can take 2 weeks, and you can go and set this up with them. If you set it in smaller chunks, you can also do what we like to do when we're setting up these deals is ask for the funds up front. So if they're spending $2 a lead, you get the lead, the cost for that up front. That automatically helps you with your lead budget right then and there. If you're brand new, your brand's spanking new, that you probably won't get that. Most businesses won't make that deal with you. You're going to have to kind of earn your way. But if you're an established business and you've been around, and there's people who would love to get traffic from you because you're on the power position, you can absolutely get terms up front for that. And the big boys in the space do. They all have terms up front for that.
And I was thinking that probably the first place where people should start on both sides of the equation, right? Like if they have any really good affiliates, they should be going to their affiliates and saying, hey, can I piggyback on some of your lead gen? Can I help subsidize some of your lead gen for co-reg, and this way actually get more, access to their audience? And, if you sell anyone else's product well, that can always be beneficial as well. There can be a deal there. It would seem to me that would be the easiest deals to at least start with, especially, the ones where you want to call and offer money. People generally seem to like those calls.
Rich, that's a really good point. And it actually makes me think of another way that you can structure this without an additional page. So when you said the affiliate structuring this way, this is a really, really powerful co-reg process that we initially started this whole thing off on. We as a company build a lot of these value intensive lead magnets. And we really try to every year we're trying to push ourselves to keep creating more valuable content. A consistent daily newsletter is personally not what our company does, but it's very what Agora does in spades. Is they've got a lot of writers, they've got a lot of content. Here's a great 1-2 punch. First is, if you're the company that's got this amazing lead magnet, this really valuable guide or report, and an affiliate of yours or somebody in your space has a really great newsletter, on the same landing page, you can make the offer be about the actual report or guide, the one piece. I call it the one piece. The ongoing piece could be bundled together. The simplest way to do this, although it's not the best quality for the affiliate, is below the form, you can have a little checkbox that's a graphics, not something they can check, that says, as a bonus, you are also going to get this newsletter from this XYZ brand. A better way to go into it is to make a graphic where you have a picture of the report, book, whatever it's going to be, and then right next to that report says bonus with the other third-party brand that's associated with this and what they're going to get. And then in the copy below, you're explaining and not hiding. You're absolutely saying, you're going to get this written by this person. You're going to get it every single day. They're going to get your email list. And there is the step 2 can be sent to that thank you page. It can be sent to your post-read page, but that's it. It's not a third step, right? It's just a one and done. And you can take that lead and immediately share it. Unbounce, ClickFunnels, all these have the platform where you can take that lead and share it twice immediately and put it into to-do list. Here's a pro tip for you. When you do this, the email that's going to go out first is going to be from the initial brand that had the lead magnet, right? So whoever's buying the media from Facebook or YouTube, they're going to get it. And it's going to say, the subject line, this is important. It's going to say confirmation email 1 of 2. And it will have the download link for the report, guide, webinar registration, whatever it is that you're doing. The second brand, the affiliate that you're working with, they are going to send out their email second. And their subject line should say confirmation 2 of 2. So with the ebook, you can also put the ebook in the subject line as well, whatever the lead magnet was in the subject line. This makes the story complete for the end user. Great, I'm done. I got to the thank you page. I got to the confirmation page. I got the initial email. I got the second one. The second one explains the newsletter or the ongoing thing that they're getting and what to expect. And then you can start going from there. But collaborating on what that next email is going to be, and then making sure that the affiliate, get a good relationship with them. Ask them what the open rate is on that second, on their email. What is the open rate on your email? We like to target a 30% open rate. So a good traffic source will give us about a 30% open rate or better on the leads that we're attracting, we're doing. If you're not getting that, then you got some problems. The traffic source isn't great. You got an email service provider issue. You're blacklisted, spam. Something's happening where you're not getting that. The value of the guide's not good enough. So, and it should be very, very similar, if not the same. It's okay if it's a couple percentage points less because it is the second email. But it shouldn't be more than 5% off. I mean, that there's an issue with that person's ESP or something happening. But that's an easy way without any real technology at all that someone could implement and use. And that's a really powerful one too. And you can still send your newsletter out to them. So if you have a weekly or a monthly, you can still send that. If you have a daily, you can still send the daily. You can still initiate your email sequence. They can initiate yours. And what you're doing is, in those cases, the fairest, easiest way is a 50-50. So, hey, I'm going to do 20,000 leads. I'm going to do 5,000 leads. I'm going to do 1,000 leads. You want 500 of these leads. The cool thing is you can make 3 or 4 of these deals and you do 250 leads, 250 leads. So you can get 1,000 leads yourself for your brand and 4 other partners with 4 different newsletters. I mean, the creativity on your end as the entrepreneur is endless.
Yeah, it certainly is. And so I appreciate you taking the time. Is there anything I didn't ask that I should have asked that's leaving out a critical detail for everyone?
I think the only other one is that you don't have what types of deals there's from a pricing perspective as an entrepreneur, there is you can do things on a cost per click, cost per lead, or cost per acquisition. So you can give an email address to somebody and you only get paid if they buy something as well from that person. So that would be the other way to do the math as an entrepreneur as you're figuring this stuff out. But and when you make that deal, again, just ask them to make a commitment to a certain number of leads, deals, whatever, so that you can do the math and you can say, how many leads do I need to generate or how many deals do I need to generate for that particular person?
And I would imagine it's easiest to start with leads just because it's so easy to track.
Yep, it's easier to do with leads for everybody, but the easier deal to get done, honestly, is a CPA deal. So most affiliates are like, sure, you want to send me these leads, I'll put them into my system and I just pay you if they buy.
Yeah.
If you're just wanting to create that initial touch point, that's a great low barrier to entry and say, hey, how about we do 10 deals to start on a CPA? If this works for you, then let's transition it into a CPL.
Got it. Very cool. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time, Jeremy. It was great having you. And I hope that people jump on this because I really thought co-reg was something of the past. Like I remembered it from years and years ago, and I didn't realize how many big successful companies to this day are currently still using it and using it well. So thanks for that education. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. If anybody ever has any questions, you can find me on Instagram or Facebook at Jeremy Blossom.
Cool. And I'm sure we'll have you back. We'll probably have a Q&A on this at some point, I would imagine. So Great. Thanks, Jeremy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rich.
Bye.
Bye.